Hello. That's something that occurred to me. I got no one else to tell it to other than I talk to God all the time about things. But you're it. So let me get settled in here. This shouldn't be long. I got my job back. I guess that's good news. They called me Friday and said they needed me back. I knew they would. I knew they couldn't get along without me for long. So I'll go back to work. I got to get up a little after 5 in the morning and go to work. Praise God. Well, occurred to me the past couple days as I'm steeling myself, as in metal, steel, trying to harden myself up to do what I feel that I am led to do and what I have to do for many reasons. And that's get rid of all my belongings that I've had, some of them since childhood. Some of them are my mom and dad's stuff. I got to do something with all this stuff and move out of this town that I've been in for quite a while and go to some place completely different where nobody knows me. Possibly they don't even speak English if I go to France, which is on the table. I can't bring myself to do it. And more it seems to me that God is definitely, gently, patiently telling me, Tim, it's time to go. I used to say the only thing holding me in this town is my mom and my girlfriend. My mom died. Well, there's still my dog that I love, and he was a big sloppy basset hound. A very, very lovable breed, but a lot of maintenance in my experience. Wouldn't be easy to move to a city far away with them. But, and then there was also my love for Jen, which nobody understood. It's just one of those things. I'm no different than most of you all, you know what I'm saying. And then she died. And then my dog died. And then I could go down the list. There's nobody here. No friends. I had friends there either moved away, some of them died. A couple of them just aren't friends anymore. And for good reason, unfortunately, but that's life, you know. That's life, you know. You learn lessons. I understand it's what it is. So I'm going through my house, trying to clear the rooms out. Boxes of photographs, letters. What the heck did I... Oh, saw something. We'll see. Whew. And, you know, I find I just can't leave this place. This town. I'm like, it occurred to me yesterday, and it occurred to me today again. I'm the ghost that haunts this house now. And I think I understand how some of them are stuck. Because what's the difference? There's nothing here for me but memories of people sitting around this table, or sitting around the fire with me, or cooking with me, you know? And those people aren't coming back. Or waiting for my mom to call me. She always called me all day long. That ain't gonna happen again. Or my dog. Go for walks with him. Or seeing him when I'm out by the fire. He loved to sit by the fire with me. That ain't gonna happen again. And the people around here are decent people. My neighbors are decent people. I like them. I think they like me more or less. But, you know, they're not going to be my friends or anything. Or they're kind of people stay to themselves, you know. But I'm not saying they're not bad people at all. I'm the one I wouldn't say that I'm antisocial. I'm not a social butterfly either. I don't have any enemies here that I know of. And people either like me or they don't care either way. You know? Being honest here, I can't think of anybody that doesn't like me. One person maybe, for good reason, against them. One of those people that did me wrong 2 years ago or so. I won't go into that. Very spiteful person, caught doing something wrong, and sometimes when you catch somebody with the goods, they turn it around on you and make it to themselves seem like you're the transgressor. And that's one of the methods people employ to face themselves every day as they do rotten things in life. And they don't have the strength or the conviction, because if they were Christians, they would. Christ and the Holy Spirit would convict them to say, hey, you did something wrong. You need to make this right. Say you're sorry, apologize, ask for forgiveness, take it up with God if nothing else. Some people can't do that. So I can think of one person that doesn't like me in this town. But honestly, it's not on me, it's on this person. And I don't know if they even dislike me, honestly. It's passive. I just won't be hanging out with this person anymore. My point is, there's nothing in this town for me anymore. There hasn't been anything in this town for me for over 3 years. 3 years, I'd say. Definitely 2 years. Just God seems to be shutting the doors all the way around, and it truly feels like I'm haunting this place. I can't part with the memories. It's like part of me thinks somehow these people that are deceased are going to come back into my life, and it's all going to be better all over again. It's not happening. And there's nobody. I don't have any family for quite a while ways from here. I don't have anybody. And I'm getting older. And it occurred to me more and more that if something happens where I can't drive, this little town I'm in doesn't have a transit system. There's nobody I could call to help me out. I'm going to wind up in a home at an earlier age than I should. But, you know, I got to trust God. And it's like being a ghost here. I can't leave because I don't have the courage to trust God and to do what Christ asked us to do and put aside the world, including this house that it's not much of a house. In my backyard is always muddy, even if we're not having rain. I live in a flood zone. It's like a swamp. I think it would be a swamp if there were no houses here. You know, but it's my backyard and it's my fire pit. And I'm very comfortable here. I got my bed. I built my bed. The mattress is nice and comfortable. Getting harder and harder to get out of that old man trap. A washer and dryer and everything I need. I've got my kitchen set up just the way I like it. All the little kitchen gadgets I use. I do all my cooking. I cook everything from scratch as much as possible. So I'm all set up here. I'm comfortable. And there are memories. I found Jen's phone today. Vacuum sealed. You know, I vacuum sealed it years ago when she upgraded her phone. And I plugged it in, thinking it was my phone. It's probably 5 years old. 4 or 5 years old. And nothing wrong with the phone other than it's way outdated. And I can't wait to see I was scared. I was afraid to look at the pictures that would be on it. Turned out it was Jen's phone, and she kept her password to herself, so I can't open it up, and it's just as well. But I find her things here, or there's things that her and I shared that used to mean something to us. And the same with this town, that I've gotten comfortable here. But there's nobody here for me anymore. I'm like a ghost here. And I've been depressed. I'm not going to see, I'm okay. I think being depressed is just part of life. unless you're so depressed you can't function. I'm functionally depressed over things that you've heard me talk about. Basically, I'm grieving, extended, and I feel kind of hopeless. To the world, I have a faith in God. That still lives. I haven't had any of these inspirational stories that I've told. Nothing like that's happened to me for a while. And fortunately, the haunting stories, I don't want that stuff to happen to me. But I've never did in my life, and it just happens when it does. So, that I've got God and I've got my music. And anything, lessons that God gives me, I like to talk about and share just for thought and for company. Retelling some of my stories, which I wanted to do. I always intended to retell some of those. Told the medallions last night, and it really occurred to me last night telling that story. God destroyed that. He sent an angel or he did it himself, but God destroyed that. Just like it looked like a pillar of salt. Just like I think it's Sodom and Gomorrah, you know. So that occurred to me last night. I learned things when I retell them, but I always tell the same. But at any rate, it occurred to me that I'm like a ghost here, trapped in this. I can't give it up here. Like a spirit can't leave. The person dies and they're so comfortable with the house, and even though they can't get back their family or the life that they knew, they just can't leave. They're afraid to leave. Like God's telling me, Tim, it's time to go. You know, you saw that beautiful place in France, that town I love so much. Go there. You're a free man now. And you have the means to do this. You know, financially, I'm not wealthy or anything, but I've got enough to do this. Go there, but I don't know anybody there. And my French is awful. Slowly improving. Or go up, I could move up by my son up way up north. But I don't want to live up there. I got my reasons. So I don't know where to go. Do I keep this house? Do I let go of it? If I go to France and it doesn't work out, I come back, am I going to have a car? I put my things in storage. It's a lot of what ifs, uncertainties. And so I just kind of frozen up here. And the years go by. I've been here alone for 4.5 years now. Well, Jim was taking care of her mom and her dad all that time for most of it. I won't go into that, but she needed to be there with them. It was understood. We both talked about it and agreed. And they died. They all died, all of them. Which to me still messes with me because I knew all of them. And how did the mother died, then the daughter died, and then the grandfather, the father of the mother, died, all three of them, within like 3 weeks of each other. All in March of 2023. I swear, how did that happen? Natural causes too. And I've heard, God put in my path people who knew the family, people who knew even the physician. God put people in my path to fill in those spots where I'm not wondering. God has really tried to help me out. I believe he allowed Jen and my mom to visit me, and I sincerely believe it was authentically them. And they want to see me move on and be happy. No. The heck? Oh, God. But I feel like I can't leave here. I can't. I've got boxes of photographs that go way back to my childhood. And I got things that belong to my grandparents and my parents and family things. And none of my family wants these things. My kids they're all just too busy with their own lives. They never got to know my parents, really. That's the way it goes nowadays. Everybody goes to the four winds. Then they get busy with their own life and goodbye family. And that's where I'm at. And I know other people that are in the same predicament. My friend in France is in the same predicament. Her children went off, one to another country, one is off doing her own thing, and everybody's in different places. The family isn't together. And then you got people like me and this person isolated, really isolated and sad. And not knowing what to do, how to salvage their future. And I'm having a real hard time leaving this home. That I've been in this particular home for 6 years and 1 month. 6 years and 2 months. And the things I have here are all mementos of a life I had with other people. Like the accordions. Jen and my dog loved my accordion music, both of them. Weird, but they did. I'm really not very good on it, I know it. I got accordions, and I try to keep up on it. I got guitar that I play. But it's just part of my life before. And I look at the old photographs upstairs and then downstairs in boxes all over the place. And I can't bring myself to throw any of them away. Or the letters. I wrote letters all the time. I wrote prayers and I wrote books and things I collected and things that meant something to me. Things that were my parents, things that were my grandparents. Nobody, I asked my kids, my one son who talks to me, do you want this? I don't get an answer. Really? They got enough stuff cluttering their house. They don't need my clutter. What do I do with it? I give it to the charity or throw it in a dumpster. I can't bring myself to do it. So it occurred to me that I can't leave my comfort zone here. The memories, and God keeps pushing me further and further out the door, saying it's time to go, Tim. I've got to trust God more. I sincerely feel like I can understand how some spirits are stuck in their house, or stuck with something of their former life. Because it's a connection and they don't want to let go of it. And they could go to the unknown. They're afraid of the unknown, like I'm afraid of the unknown. I want to move to France. Or move up north where I don't want to go. Really. For reasons I won't get into. Up to that area, up by Thousand Islands. I don't want to move up there. Stay here where I'm comfortable, but there's nobody here for me. And I'm getting older. I've got to do something. That's my washer. So, I don't know, it fully occurred to me that I'm the ghost that haunts this house now. And I need to step into the light or step into the faith of God, and I need to do what I need to do, and I need to do it in faith, and more and more I'm getting to put to death the world. All my attachments here, I need to get rid of them in this life. I'm called on it to get rid of all my earthly attachments and take up the cross and take things up in faith, and I'm really attached to everything that has memories. I don't let people into my life easily, but when I do, they get in deep with me. When I love somebody, I love them deeply. And I don't love, like that a lot of people. But it's hard for me to let go of a place because I have memories of that person, and there's some weird part of me that just thinks they're going to show up and everything's going to be fine. Not happening. I got to find the strength to do what I need to do. So it's something I'm working on. It's like a crisis because I don't want to do another year here like this. It's just for me, it's meaningless. And I still am able, physically able, to get out and do what I need to do. You know, I can still drive, I can still work. I need to make hay while the sun's shining. And I do believe God is pushing me to let go of everything of my former life, and step out in faith. So I'm praying for that. It's a struggle. And I wonder if any of you have gone through the same or are going through the same. I don't think it's that uncommon in life when you get older. My dishwasher. Alrighty, I'm not exaggerating when I feel like I'm the ghost that haunts this place, and I think I understand why some linger around for quite a while before they eventually go into the light or whatever, because I've been lingering around here for a long time. And my neighbors, to some of them, when they look at me, that guy, I don't know what they think. They know I've been here. They know I've been here alone. They know that I've lost people to death. And they know that they've seen me grieving. I think they've seen it. And they just they seem like they feel a little uncomfortable around me. Because they all have families and they got a lot going on and they're constantly engaged in life that way. All right, well, I need to work on my faith. Faith comes through reading the Word. But I need to put to death the old man, the things of this world. Shed these things. It's just not easy. Because the ones I love here that aren't here anymore, they're crossed over. Giving up everything here, to include moving out of this town and this house, would be giving up the last vestiges I have of them, even though I know better at a level. And they've even visited me and let me know that they're okay and that I need to move on, and they love me. So what little faith I have, just something I'm working on. Well, all right. I don't know what this is about. Just I felt like sharing this with somebody, and you're it. Oh, that tea's good. All right, take care. Good night.